Mr. Eddie Island. How are you today, sir?
Hey, amazing.
Mm.
Vibing and thriving.
Vibing and surviving. We're
Love
yeah,
it.
Blessing.
love that. We always
Yes.
we quote you on the show all the time, boo boo. So all the time, all the mommies are quoting you. In
Dude,
Montreal.
thank
Yeah,
you.
Montreal's the scene. Like, anyways. So for those of you who don't know Eddie, we're gonna have a little intro. Eddie, you want to tell us about yourself for those who don't know?
Yeah, man. I'm just a good Christian woman out here vibing. I'm just kidding. No, we're just. That's sorry. That's like a really dumb joke, but like people say that, I love it. But like for me, I'm just me, and I'm just showing up every day and having fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Definitely.
like the vibe, I guess. It's weird. Like, how would you describe yourself? You know what I mean? Like, someone
Right.
just asked me
I'm
that. It's
I'm
like, you
Honestly.
wouldn't
honestly
think
like
that.
I'm gonna quote Eddie back to you. I'm gonna quote Eddie back to Eddie. Crazy but wholesome.
Crazy
Wholesome
but
is crazy.
wholesome. That's really important. I would say crazy but
Yeah.
wholesome. Yeah.
Bella, you want to
That's
intro?
awesome.
You want to intro
Yes.
for Eddie? Go ahead, girlfriend.
So let's start. What got you into playing and creating music, and what do you love so much about it?
Dude, yeah, music's been so interesting. Like music kind of found me.
Ooh, I
I
like
feel
that.
like I used to listen to the oldie station. My mom would like drive around in like the whip and like it was like Crocodile Rock and like all those
Yeah.
songs. So it's so surreal now, like
Love it.
so that I was like, that's what music is. And I didn't know music existed outside of that world. Um,
Mhm.
and so like one of my homies, shout out to Austin, Val, baby.
Yeah, in
He gave me
Nashville or Ohio or Virginia?
he gave me like a little CD, like he gave me like a little CD. It was like, hey, like this is the sauce, like here we go. And then I
Yeah.
remember like putting it in, and I was like, it was the first time that I ever heard like other music besides oldies, really. And I was like, whoa, like Red Hot Chili Peppers and the Killers and Death Cab for Cutie and like all these artists. Like I started like researching, and I remember going to Panera when Panera first came out, and like this girl had this Taking Back Sunday shirt on,
Yeah.
and it was just like so lit. Like it was like,
Yeah.
dang, she's savage, just getting her
Yeah.
bagel. And it's, like during like the height of like that era where it was like, whoa, like people
Dude.
having fedoras on and shit was like trash, but
Yo, early
there,
stuff.
there was like a 30-second window right when they dropped the video where it was like, it could have been kind of cool for a second, just 30 seconds. All the cringy like suits, you know what I'm saying? And like
Yeah.
they have like the
Oh.
ties. And I was
Big
just listening to Franz Ferdinand Take Me Out today. Like it's just
shout
like,
out, bro. Shout out to NHL.
I don't
They
know,
need that
like
song. Peace out.
I'm trying to bring back that energy without the cringe, but maybe it's cringe, but we bless it.
Well, beauty is in the eye. Um, we wanted to ask this question. What I know a bit about this. I feel like because we spoke prior, but what is your kind of musical background? I know you went to you studied AP communications and stuff like that. But what is your? We wanted to ask
Well,
like how did you get into that? And also, what's your earliest memory of just performing and singing and like vibing and just like getting dressed up and being all fancy and bougie?
yeah, I used to, dude, thank you. I love that you said AP communication.
You did.
I'm like,
Girl,
hello, like we
yo,
made
gang,
it.
all three of us, media gang, all three of us, media gang, yeah,
Yeah.
mommy gang,
I mean, it's been
yeah.
great. Jerry Seinfeld did it. You know, yeah. So Caleb just texted me from the season before me. Top two, Caleb. He's amazing. We're hanging out later, working on a collab. That's another like energy. No one's ready.
No one's
The
ready.
energy's real.
Yeah,
We about to get lunch. My favorite spot, Chef's Market, but one of my favorite spots.
yeah.
It's kind of cringe, but it's not. It's like a Crackle Barrel energy, but it's just one. But it's like amazing.
And Pottery Barn and Panera, but also like Canadian tea. I feel
Did a lot of Canadian vibes. I've been doing a lot of Canadian vibes. Mac DeMarco, Drake,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yo, I don't know if
don't
y'all
know.
like Shania Twain, but she's a big inspiration for me for my music. So big inspo.
Love it.
Yeah.
Big
Okay.
info.
Next, we going to the next question. Bella, you want to take that?
Yeah. So you have now released a lot of singles. Now your album. What's your process like when you're creating music?
Yeah, that's a really good point. The process, what does it look like? I think for me, like, it's kind of wacky. I guess I'm like a little different than most people, not your average bear. It's like sometimes I write songs in the shower.
I like it.
Like it's just like a mood. Like whenever I'm kind of like vibing on my own and like kind of like feeling,
Three
these
notebook
things.
gang. I have 3 notebooks or something.
No, but it's like kind of like all the time, and then like I also can get introspective and go and sit and write. But really, the songs I've learned, like I kind of am like a little dream catcher, a little like I just like catch these little moments, and maybe like 5 minutes of this like music video vision. But I just like write it down immediately on like a Google Drive, or like I use a lot of like technology and things, LOL. But like for most people it is, because it's like, okay, yeah, you have 3 journals, but like with Google Drive, shout out to Google Drive and Dropbox
Sponsor us.
but like you can literally just have it forever and pull up
Definitely.
3 notebooks right now and print it out, and because I was losing all these things. And so I have like an online scrapbook for myself in the cloud, like screenshots, weird moments, a beat that grabs me. I almost did social media for BeatStars, shout out to BeatStars, but like it was cool, and like it's kind of changed the game a bit in terms of like I can like go on a walk, open up BeatStars, like listen to songs, and then find something that I like and like message the producer and like purchase the beat, or have like a chance at using it, or whatever. And it's incredible. But yeah, I've been producing myself too, but really the process is really, I don't know. I have to clear like who I am to be this conduit of like the music. I have to like live too and experience to then write from that. And it all sound like I've copied or whatever. I'm like this super hipster, but that's like the true God answer. Like it's like this weird process of like being the sponge and then also living, but then not being so serious.
Right.
Because if you're too serious, it's like you're gonna lose it. If you're trying to make it for someone else, you're gonna lose it. But you also have to learn when genre plays a role and how to kind of like point in a direction, but don't let it limit you. Because I've done both. Like, we're not doing a genre. Like I do whatever. But it's like, okay, cool, but how are you getting playlisted? Do you have a plan? Who you're touring with? It's okay to put labels on things, but not like live your life like, I'm going to be the best of this. It's just, okay, this fits this.
Definitely.
For sure. Artistry is such a hard craft to like, inherit and manipulate. Like, I agree with you for sure. Because it's like, I'm genreless. Like, okay, Freddie Mercury, like, not like, like for me to like, I feel you. And I agree with you 100% for sure. On to the next question. So you kind of spoke about like the whole mommy militia thing we spoke about a little earlier, and it's like, who was the first person to come up with that? Was that you? Was that someone in the back?
I forgot about the mommy militia.
Yeah.
Y'all picked up on some deep cuts. Like it was like y'all know me for real. Like the mommy militia of like Matthew Simple Savage. These are all deep cuts. This is like the real story. So I don't know when it started, but my band, I had an indie rock band. We kind of still are, but it's like it was a time in our lives. We're still friends, but it's called Pay Vacation.
We have questions about it. Don't worry.
We love Pay Vacation. Yeah, we love Pay Vacation. The energy is undeniable. Like it was amazing. And Matt was on one of our songs. It's not released, but he was like this MC with like the feathers on. I mean, it was like we really hit like a real deal, like Woodstock. Jimi Hendrix energy, like but like organically in 2020 or 2019. But
like Tora et moi energy also.
Exactly, yeah. The Toro energy is always a thing. I don't know. It's like my go-to. Like I love Toro et moi, and I always said moi, and someone was like, "It's moi," and I was like, "Oh damn!"
It's
like
French.
It's like you never know, like the pronunciations from the internet. Like it was just my internet like friend that I listened to. I always put Omaha on and like the candles, and it just set this energy. Like it was cool. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of it, I guess, throughout the question. But thank you.
No worries. All right, Bella, it's your turn.
Yes. So did you always know that you wanted to move to Nashville, or was it a very like spur of the moment type decision?
It was kind of both. Like essentially I went to school in Ohio, middle of nowhere in cornfields. That's a whole nother like moment. But I left there. It was like junior year, and so junior year of college, like you're pressured, like, okay, the big internship. what's the big internship? And the flex becomes like, oh, that's Steve. He's working for like Nike, or he's doing Cliff Bar, even though it's probably unpaid. And
Yeah,
like,
honestly.
you know, who knows what the real flex is with the internship game? I had the real flex. Thank you, it makes sense. But it was like, okay. And so I'm like, dude, I'm going to keep kind of dreaming big. I'm going to keep being wild.
Always stay ready.
I had gone and actually gone to LA for the first time and wrote California Cosmo.
Okay.
California Cosmo beginning.
Period.
And I was like, man, I drove to Nashville. Well, this is before that. So this is like early California Cosmo is happening.
Right.
I start just looking around the room and I'm like, okay, Nike shoes, applied the Nike, this thing, do this, Sony. I just was kind of crazy and I was just picking brands and applying. And then I like opened up my like childhood closet. I think I was on like a break home or something, where my mom had sent me old magazines of my stuff and some like empty nester attempt to like fix the emotion, but also I appreciated it, you know, but it's like, I didn't ask for this giant box. Thank you though, but you know, it's like dealing.
No, moms feel like that big mom energy.
She's lit. I'm a mom lit.
Same.
But I like opened it up and I see American Songwriter and I was like, whoa. I used to subscribe to this magazine and I used to submit, you know, my songs and they never got anywhere. But it's the same songs.
Yes, they never got anywhere yet.
We'll let that be. Same songs literally on the record, but and at the Potbelly, like $2.
Oh, shout out to the folks start coming out. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's unbelievable. But I like sat there and I was like, I'm gonna apply to this internship. And so everyone thought I was crazy, you know, they're like, what are you doing? And then like I got accepted and I was the only non-Tennessee person that worked there. And I drove from Ohio to Nashville and I worked the day I arrived and slept on a futon.
Love it. Love the energy. Yep.
And that was like the summer of like Music City and like experiencing this feeling of like creativity and culture that I didn't know existed previously in my life because it was just like not around me. And so I went and fell in love with the city. And then I went back to school. You know, it's cold in Ohio, like trying to pursue fleeting things that don't matter, like keeping up with the Joneses in a bit, but almost had this renaissance.
Van Gogh vibes. Shout out to Vincent.
I bought the army jacket on that trip to California.
Okay.
And so I wore the jacket as my like defense mechanism against like the old ways of thinking my senior year. It was crazy. And like, I did that. And then all of a sudden my friend was like, hey, I was going to start a marketing agency with her. We had an agency doing social media. We gave it a good shot and tried. I've started a couple of those. Entrepreneurship's a big part of my life too. Like I like doing it and I'm trying and we're doing it now. But I basically, my friend was like, hey, I have tickets to see Paramore at the Opry.
Right. Okay, yeah, I know the story.
And I was like, okay, fuck it. Like, sorry, Wholesome. It's okay.
No, we drop
we do it.
We drop cusses on the show sometimes. It's all right.
And I was, thank you. And it was like, keeping it real. And I was like, I'm driving to Nashville.
Love it.
I literally Polaroids of my family like crying, and it's kind of this inside joke that we have of like, this is when you left home for real. And I remember putting on Two Fingers by Jake Bugg.
Yeah, shout out to Australia.
And I was just driving with like it on repeat, like Two Fingers, like Wholesome, America, Middle Finger, I guess.
Ring finger, let's go. Kiss the ring. Sir.
It was nuts, and I just drove to Nashville, and I just never left. And that was 6 years ago.
Wow.
That's awesome.
I love it.
Crazy.
We love to see it. We love to see it from Canada, eh? We love to see it from MTL. Have you ever been to Canada, sir?
No, I don't. Niagara Falls, maybe. I don't think so, though.
Would you ever come to the show? Would you come this summer to the show?
People love it. People love it. Like, people are asking me to go to Canada all the time.
Would you come to Montreal to do a show this summer, sir?
If I can, yeah. I mean, if the world's cool.
I bet.
I mean, my goal, we can even plan it. Like, I want to do a drive-in movie theater tour.
I love that idea.
We're on that energy, sir. We're on that energy right now.
So, but being real, though, like, I am down to plan a Canadian drive-in movie theater show.
Period.
I'm down, too.
You can do something that's Corona, whatever. I'm down. I would love that.
Would you play Osheaga? I'm not familiar with Osheaga. It's outside. It's kind of like Coachella, but in Montreal.
I'll play anything.
That's open. Yeah, so we have.
It's open. Like,
Period. It's supposed to be open this summer, boo boos. It's supposed to be open. They
let's
said
book
they're
it.
going.
Let's
We'll
start
see.
planning,
Let's book it.
planning the concept.
Yeah. All right. We'll
I
keep
mean,
it up
I'm
on mind.
down.
Love it.
We'll
I'll
keep
take
it
that
on the
as
road.
me.
I'm
All right.
dead serious.
We're trying to keep them
So,
up here. No, but we're serious. It's on attack, sir.
I'm always ready. Like, I'm always ready. Like, that'd be great.
Stay ready. Exactly. Yeah. Next question. We're gonna go ahead and ask so how did you come up with the story behind the IG handle Nashville Mayor, and what was the reaction when people on social media mistakenly thought you were literally the actual
Mayor.
mayor, sir?
Yeah, man. I've had a couple of like weird. So, Pay Vacay,
Yeah.
Pay Vacation, almost got sued, became Pay Vacay by another band that had the name LOL. But I basically like I go out. We used to go like crazy sometimes. Never that crazy but wholesome, you know. And like we had like one of those wild nights, and I like passed out a little bit. It wasn't like one of those dark passing outs. Been watching a lot of Skid Row documentaries and stuff, and I'm like, I'm good. Like being thankful for real. We did that, and then I wake up and I'm like, yo, what's good? And they're like, man, I'm Nashville police, and you're the mayor, baby. And I was like, what? And it was like, dude, your Instagram's Nashville Mayor. We just changed it.
Oh my god.
And I was
You was
like,
Eddie Island before, or?
yeah, we
Okay.
lost. Like, that's no longer the case. It's like, so
It's
I did. This
funny.
is like 2,000 followers, like 1,500 followers. Like no one cares. Like working at Target or something. Like I was like, and then I was like, they're like, oh, you can change it if you want to. And it was like, nah, I'm
Right.
keeping it.
Right.
And
No,
it was like nuts, and I just stuck to it, you know.
Yeah.
And then basically, it all came in handy when like Idol happened.
For sure. And we were gonna, we spoke about that briefly, you and but Bella also had some questions about just like memorable experiences and all that. So you want to take it, Bella?
Sure, yeah. Well, it's up to you if you want to talk about it and if you can, but like what was the most like best experience that you had during that whole
Tough. Or, well, I mean, is it which one? Like tough experience, good experience, like
Yeah, your
best
favorite memory, maybe with Scary Pool. Shout out to Alejandro, Papa.
Okay, so just big memory moments.
Big memory moment for you, sir.
I chased Ryan Seacrest into the water in Hawaii. I did.
Amazing. How lit?
I did.
How lit was Hawaii?
And they were like, "We're gonna get this shot, and you're gonna just run as fast as you can to the water." And I was like, "Okay, Ryan.
Period. Okay.
We're gonna run as fast as we can into the water now, and I'm behind you, and you better run because I'm flying into the water for the camera."
Yeah.
I just made on now top 20. It was nuts.
Yeah.
The whole thing was pretty nuts. I'd say that, and then when we went to Hollywood Week the first time, we're sitting there, and like the first time we filmed with the judges, like in the room.
Yeah.
And everyone's screaming. Katie walks out, and like Lionel walks out, and Luke walks out, and they all sit down, and we're all kind of facing the same way in the Orpheum. Right. And Lionel's got like, I'm like, he's on my level. He's got like a swaggy like setup. He's got like food, snacks, like a band, like there's like a cushion, like he's got extra things, like extra perks in his station. Like I was like, yeah. But I did all that, and everyone's screaming like crazy. And she looks up and she's like, I've never felt the energy of I'm not seeing you. I'm not seeing you.
Who is she?
She's like, I'm not seeing you.
Who is she?
I'm ignoring you. I'm looking at like, and she goes like this. She goes, and then she looks right at me and goes, "Sup, Island?" And then turns around.
Hey, shout.
And I was like, this is real.
Love that for you.
Like something just happened. Like it was crazy. That's when that was like one of the biggest flex moments. And then Katie Turner DM'd me and was like, "Hey, I'm on set, and Katie had a dream about you." And like, I had kind of disassociated, and still I'm struggling with that. Not like heavy, but like after the audition, like when I gave them the mayor buttons, I was just like, I literally felt like I was on the Truman Show. Like I had mentally visualized that moment. like already in like a weird
live your
previously.
fantasy, sir. Period.
And I was like, my vibe, I'm like, I guess I vibed it up that hard.
Yeah. Well, I
I
vibed
was
with
like,
you.
it's all real. The vibe is real. Like that was like the moment I was like, the vibe is real.
The vibe is real for sure.
Because I kept it 100 because everyone's like, oh, you're gonna get through or what's gonna happen? And I was like, I'm giving them the mayor buttons. And I am welcoming them to the island.
Yeah, we're on it.
We're
Bella, are you on the island? Isabella, are you on the island?
Yes.
Yeah, we're
and that happened to me, and I'm just gonna keep on trolling for America and for the world, but also not trolling. It's crazy but wholesome. It's like this weird mix of like,
come on.
why would I not do that? Why would I not have a stuffed dog? Why would I not be crazy? Why would I not?
It's
do
you.
that?
Be you. Be your most authentic self. Exactly.
But also, I recognize how ridiculous it is to say I'm the mayor.
It's hilarious.
It's also hilarious.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
100%.
Part of the like cheesiness, low key, they're great, but they had me like they filmed me. I'll give these mayor buttons out, and so they kind of hyped it up as if I was like, I'm the mayor. It's more like this low key, like if somebody asked me, I'm like, I have a mayor button, like I'm the mayor, babe. You got the handle. It was a moment. But because they did that, it almost kind of became the big moment, and now it's the mayor vibe. But I've had like a lot of DMs like, "You're not doing enough for the city," and I'm like,
"Oh my god!"
And I'm like, "What?" And then I open up the comment, and it's like I'm tagged underneath some like video about like traffic, or like you're a failure, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" Like I'm so like what? And then it's just like, the city's line bikes have been removed, like the scooter, and I'm just like, okay. But I mean, you can be mayor when you're 30, so I want to run when I'm 30 and maybe be mayor. I don't know. We're still on the fence.
You can. Listen.
Anything is possible.
If Donald Trump, good riddance. If Donald Trump can be president,
honestly,
I can be the mayor.
We need it. We need it.
We need it. We want it. Like, we love it. We cherish it. Wholesome, love it. We're gonna go on with the next question for ya. So you made really good friends, like you mentioned, with Scary Pool Party, and y'all were roommates, And
Alejandro was my actual friend.
Pardon?
He's like my actual friend.
Right.
Like I think people don't. Well, I don't want to say I hate the friend thing, but like my experience with Alejandro was like so unique, and I really cherished it. Like it was crazy. Like I met him, and he was kind of like indie and like punk and like weirdo, and so we became friends. Right. I remember like going out to eat with him, and we're laughing, and we just like kicked it with him and my homies, like, and it was cool. Like it wasn't like a forced thing at all. Like I had no idea that he was as talented as he was, and gonna be like this huge player. And they had paired us together to be roommates because they're like, yeah, you guys kind of are both the two like crazy people, I guess. I don't know.
My favorites of the season, period.
The energy was good, so we became friends, and it worked really well. I loved living with him, and it was like one of the more stable times I had in terms of housing, like ever with somebody. We had great combos and stuff, but he was like, "Yeah, I'm trash." He's like, "I'm gonna get voted off tomorrow. Like, I hate it,
dude."
And this is what he told me, and I was like, "Okay, dude, I'm gonna cheer for you anyway, man." I'm like, "I'm gonna go crazy when you come out, even if you bomb." And so I was like, "That's my roommate." Like you can kind of hear it when he walks out. It was deadpan. Like everyone's like, "Who's this dude?" Everyone was like,
But he didn't have the established Instagram. That's why, dude. It's all about your promotions on the show.
But they hated on him and me. We were both like, people were like, it was kind of like Dance Mom. And then eventually it was like, oh, when they heard me sing, they were like, oh, whoa. And same thing with him. So he had that moment in front of me. So he walks out the first time in place and shuts the whole place down. Everyone's screaming. And I was like, whoa, that's my homie, like actual homie anyway. So it was really dope. And we still talk and stuff. Yeah.
Awesome sauce. Love that for y'all. It's so funny because like you go on a show or you go to do promos and people are like, you're a freak. And I'm like, I'm a freak and a geek and I'm a weirdo. Also, if you could see, we have the shout out to 1974. We have we have facts about Canada, and we have 1974 drum day. I love it. Yeah.
That's the first track on Folkstar.
Yep. Love it. Love to hear it. We're waiting. We're trying to get on. We're trying to get on the next trusted on the next layer of the island on Folkstar. Period.
I love it. I love it. It's still every day is like surreal. It's still Truman Show. Like even to talk to you guys, I love it. Thank you.
Honestly, yeah. We have one more. We have one more question for you. Actually, yeah. So Bella, you can. It's just regarding like 3 artists who inspired you in 2020. I mean, I took it. Sorry.
It's all good. Or like, you know, in general, you don't have to just do 2020.
That's good. No, that's an incredible question. That's an incredible question. Dude, I gotta think. I saw this movie called, I think it's called like Color of Pomegranates.
Okay.
Who's Googling it, but it's like this.
It's American made?
Yeah. It's The Color of Pomegranates. It's an avant-garde film by a Russian director, Sergei Perin.
I know, I'm familiar. I'm a film, like a retired film student.
But anyway, incredible. That's what inspired me. One of the artists that inspired me in 2020 was The Color of Pomegranates.
Okay.
Trying to think. I think trying to get good on my posture vibes. I think this is good. Nirvana, Kurt Cobain. I know it's like everyone says that or whatever, but I like read the documentary, or not the documentary, the book, like the biography book by his management. And like my friend Ian DVD, shout out to Ian DVD, one of the more characters, another character, loves Nirvana, and like we talk about like, you know, like Courtney Love and just like random stuff like randomly, but it just keeps coming up like in our orbit. So that kind of music and the energy of that, and like who Kurt was as a person, I guess, inspired me. I mean, I love Nirvana, but it was another like level of like him sticking to his guns and just kind of like navigating more of the industry. And I've started to see that world a little bit. So I kind of like, it's like I get it in like a deeper way now.
Definitely.
So it was cool. And then I think I'm kind of like starting to get into like deep house music.
What? Like it's like support staff kind of vibes, or
like kind of like techno. I don't know. I don't know the wording. I don't know the wording correct.
EDM?
Like it's like EDM, like, but like kind of a distinctive like deep sound of like unique like dance music. I'm actually producing it now a little bit like for myself. But like that kind of music started to inspire me. I have all my artists on my phone right now. We're in the video. I can like pull them up, but
no, it's chill. We get the vibe. Like definitely tell you that's amazing, and that's definitely MTL vibes, because I equate MTL because I'm like New Jersey, New York plus Nash plus LA all in one, kind of. Wow. And you add French. You have the culture. You have French, Spanish, Greek, Italian, English, everything. We're very multicultural. I feel like I just thought that's how the world was. Like we grew up just chilling. Bella's actually from small town, like I'm from the suburbs, but like it's still small town vibes, because when I grew up it was very small town. Now it's like suburbia, and now it's expanding. It's like what? So we want to like literally we want to tell you, sir, thank you so much for your time. We want to say,
dude, thank you.
Montreal,
I'm like blown away, like so thankful, very touched, like. It's incredible.
It ain't nothing but a thing, honestly.
I would love that. I mean, we can work on making you guys like an island ambassador team or street team or like that. I mean, I really am like blown away and appreciate the support, and I feel like you guys get it. There's a lot of Canadians out there that love it.
Shout out to the mommies. We have a little les mamies in French. It's les mamies. So bonne journée les mamies. That's all the time we got today. Thank you so much. Blessings on blessings.
Thank you so much.
Abundances. Shout out to your lemon and all your essential oils that Eddie Island uses. We love those oils. We have them ruminating in our households in Montreal. So God bless. And bye.
Good seeing you guys.
It was great seeing you. Thank you so much.
See you.